Welcome to this season of Traders and Exotics, where we're going to be interviewing some of your favorite traders and some of the most exotic cars. We're hoping to pick their brain about the market and get some insights about how they trade. Well, without any further ado, let's get going. Welcome guys to another episode of Traders and Exotics, brought to you by Veracity Markets. So this one is a big one. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this interview. Today I have the well-acclaimed Forex trader. He goes by a lot of names, but a lot of people know him by Dr. Martin.
Yeah, man.
Dr. Martin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, and shout out to everyone who's watching. Thank you, guys.
Now, you actually are probably one of the better-known traders in South Africa, right? You've got quite a big following, and a lot of people actually draw a lot of inspiration from you.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I know. We had a conversation earlier on about inspiration. Who do you draw inspiration from when it comes to the trading industry?
So with me, I think it's something that I decided upon myself, that I'm not really gonna look at like the South African space for inspiration, because if I do think about it, I'm at the top myself.
Yeah.
So if I were to look at like South Africa, I don't think I would really be doing myself justice. So I look at like foreign countries, like other countries, like the United States of America. Q Banks, who follows me, I look at him for inspiration. You know, I think he's actually done quite a lot in the forex industry, and I'm learning a lot from him from a distance, and he inspires me quite a lot. And obviously the king of all kings, King Sean Lee. That's my biggest inspiration as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's great. So tell us about Dr. Martin. You know, how did Dr. Martin get started in this industry? Where do you come from? You know, just tell us a bit about yourself. Someone who's never heard of Dr. Martin.
So basically, I always say this because I think I'm very proud of my background, because it really built the man that I've become. I'm from the dusty streets of Soweto. I grew up, you know, as a twin brother. I've got a twin brother. So one of the biggest things that make up Dr. Martin is the fact that he's got a twin that looks exactly like him.
Okay.
And you know, we grew up in the hood, and you know, when we grew up in humble beginnings. You know, we had nothing and we hustled our way to the top. So for me, I think the one thing that I would really like for people to remember me for is being a really humble guy who worked his way to accumulating and achieving whatever that he wanted. That's basically me. I believe in God. That's my biggest value, and that's really what makes up the person that I am. And I believe in family. I believe in treating people right, and that's just who I am. Okay.
And how did you get started in the industry?
So basically, I was down and out. I had just dropped out of Veracity. I didn't really drop out. Like, I didn't have funds to go back and finish my studies. I was studying at Wits, and on my last year, this was supposed to be my last year. On my third year, I didn't have money to go back to school. So a friend of mine came and told me about Forex on that gap year, and then that's where I started trading. And when I started it, I fell in love with it, and from there we're here. You know, so I haven't really gotten back to finish my studies because of this whole industry. And I think that's how I got started. One thing failed and one opportunity came, and I really grabbed it with both hands.
So what were you studying before this? What
I was studying architecture. I was doing architecture.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I was supposed to be an architect.
So from architect to wealth architect in finance.
Yeah.
So that's I guess you're still an architect.
We're still building something, you know.
Yeah.
So, in a way, I'm still building finance. I'm still building wealth, but I was basically meant to be building buildings, bro.
Yeah.
And you know, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to find out from you, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, like you said, you couldn't finish your studies, so you decided to actually go into trading.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't find jobs and they want to use trading maybe as a second income. You find that they give up quite quickly. I don't know if you know the 90-90-90 rule in trading, where 90% of traders lose 90% of their account in the first 90 days.
100%.
What got you past those first 90 days?
I think for me, bro, it's always been about understanding the process of time, you know, and really allowing myself to grow through time, and really understand that, you know, in life, not everything will basically happen at a time that we probably wish for things to happen,
Yeah.
but you just need to be patient through it. And I think that's what the word breakthrough means. You know, a lot of people cannot wait for their breakthrough season because they are very impatient with the process of time, you know. So for me, I think I was very patient with that, and I was able to then break through that struggling phase, break through that 90% of traders who fail, and it really took time for me to break past that. So I think for me, the biggest thing that I would say helped me get through that was obviously patience, enough for me to break through that whole stumbling block that a lot of people can't really break out of. So that's what I can say.
And you mentioned something which is quite key, and it was to patience.
Patience,
because you find that a lot of people are not patient with themselves in the process, right? And what ends up happening is that they're also not patient with their trades.
100%.
So tell me, how do you manage your trades, and how are you patient with your trades on a day-to-day basis? What is a day in the life of Dr. Martin in the charts?
So a day in the life of Dr. Martin on a daily is me obviously looking for trades. I start by analyzing and obviously spotting proper opportunities in the markets for me to be able to then come in and take logical trades. So in every single day when I do come onto my charts, I'll obviously analyze, look at what the market is giving me for that particular day, and the most important thing then would be me being patient enough to wait for the market to play out in a way that I had predicted. So I think patience plays a big part in my trading, because I'm not just going to come in because I predict a buy and the market is buying and then I'll just buy, but I obviously wait for the market to create these sort of moments that I'm looking forward to. So I think there's a whole lot of patience in my trading that happens every single day. So I'm very patient with myself when I do my analysis on a daily before I even execute. So there's a lot of patience.
And what are you? Would you say you're a swing trader, day trader, scalper?
I'm a day trader. I'm a day trader. Yeah, I tried swinging, and I figured I didn't have the patience enough to hold for longer. I do have the patience to wait for the market to come to me before I do enter, but I don't have the patience to hold for more than a day. So for me, I think I really want to see my profits for the day, how much did I make today, how much did I lose today, so that I'm able to plan my moves properly and accordingly. And
one thing I've realized, right, is that there's no right or wrong way.
There's no right or wrong way.
Trading the market, right? Because one person could be a swing trader, one person could be a day trader,
one a scalper.
Exactly.
And all of them are trading properly.
Exactly. And I think it all comes down to what suits your character and personality.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, I believe in that too.
Right. Because not everything is going to work for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me, when you actually look for your day trades, what kind of setups? What does a setup look for you?
So obviously I trade the New York stocks. I'm mostly on US 30, and I do obviously look to trading the New York session. So I think on a day-to-day basis, I obviously look at my markets in the morning, London session, post Asia session, and look at how the market is sort of looking for that particular day. I may take trades if I do see opportunities in the morning, because obviously you can't really say I'm not going to take this position if the market is giving you a proper trade in the morning. So I may take that trade and obviously hold then my trades to the New York session, and once the New York session comes and the market pushes my trades towards my direction, then I'm obviously done with my trade. So I think on a day-to-day I look for opportunities from the London session all the way through the New York session, and after the New York session I'm done trading for the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to set, let's say, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly goals in your trading?
I think it's quite important to set goals in general, because the more you have goals, the more you know that you've actually hit them. If you don't have goals, you don't know what you're working towards, and you'd find that a lot of people actually got to their goals a long time ago, but they didn't even feel as if they've achieved anything because they didn't set any to even start with. So I think for me it's important to set goals so that you know that when you do hit your goals, you've actually achieved a big thing. So it's really important in your trading, in your life, in everything you do, you must set goals as a person and as an individual, because that helps you gauge yourself. You're not scaling yourself based on what other people are achieving, but you're scaling yourself based on what you're achieving. If you want to go buy a phone and you trade and you make money for a phone, you've achieved a goal, and you can go buy a phone and you'll feel great because you've achieved a goal that you've set for yourself, compared to you seeing Dr. Martin buying a car and you feel like you haven't done anything because you haven't bought a car, and that puts a lot of pressure to your trading, and you end up losing because you're scaling yourself based on other people's achievements instead of your own goals, you know. So
so tell me a time where you set yourself a goal, whether it be financially, trading, how many pips, and you just smash that goal.
So it was back in 2018, I think 2018 Feb. So 2018 Feb was supposed to be my birthday. So it was actually my birthday. So I was born in Feb 23rd. So 2018 Feb 23rd, I decided that I'm gonna set a goal that this weekend I must have this much of money so I can be able to spend that money and celebrate myself. And I was able to make that money, and I felt good because I actually made that amount, and I really felt good. And that was one time that I can say, this was my first and biggest goal that I had set for myself, and I actually did achieve. So I'm proud of myself.
Okay, cool. And it must have been nice when you got that withdrawal.
It was really nice, bro.
And like, I know that withdrawal from Veracity. 2018 we're not around.
2018,
but we plan to be around for a long time. So how does it feel? Tell me that feeling when it's been a hard week, you've been in the markets, you come up with a bit of profit. Tell me that feeling. What is that feeling when you have that bank notification that, hey, my money is available to withdraw?
Bro, there's no feeling to compare to that. You know, I think one of the best feelings of being a trader is you seeing that money in notification, you know. Because then you know that you've actually worked hard and your fruits are there, bro. Like you can actually, you know, it makes it real. Like you can sort of like see what you've worked for, and it's now in your account. Because if you see the figures on the platform and you see them in your bank account, that's two different things. I think for me it's a great feeling, and I don't think there's anything to compare to that, bro. Like I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything I can actually compare to that feeling.
So tell me, from Veracity markets, what is the biggest withdrawal you've ever had?
Biggest withdrawal, maybe.
I can see the zeros coming in your head. Like, how many zeros are there? Was it 6 zeros, 7 zeros, 8 zeros?
Can't be 7 zeros, bro. That only happens on Instagram. I'm joking, but I think it might have been like a 50,000 rand withdrawal that I've made on Veracity, because I'm not one to make big figures at once. Like I really make my figures progressively, you know. So it's not about me making like 100,000 and then I withdraw 100,000 now, bro. It's just, you know, take it steady and slowly and keep on building that money slowly and have it bank up in your account, you know, like have it stock up in your account. So I think for me it was like around 50,000 rands.
Okay, so you're actually withdrawing quite regularly then?
Regularly,
So tell me, so you're withdrawing regularly, so you're probably one of the best people to talk about the Veracity markets withdrawal process. How do you find that?
I think it's a pretty amazing process. I mean, you know, there's nothing as good as having an easy way of getting your money. A lot of brokers have it quite difficult and quite complicated, but with Veracity you actually go to the platform, you click that amount that you want to withdraw, select your bank account, and you're done. You just need to wait. I think the easiest process is obviously the withdrawal process on the back end of things, the back office, and after that it's just you waiting for your money to come into your bank account. I think that's a pretty dope system that you guys have there.
You mentioned something about Instagram, right? And we find now that what happens on Instagram and what happens actual trading, most of the time is not two different things, right? So what did you say to someone who's like, you know what, I saw someone on Instagram posted these huge profits, whatever the case is, and then when I joined their program, whatever the case is, it just wasn't the case. Because there's quite a few scams these days. What did you say to someone to protect them against some of these trading scams?
I wouldn't even say a few. I'd say a lot. There's a lot of scams, bro. You know, I think like people need to like deviate from the notion of saying that trading is about the amount of money you see on Instagram. Whether a trader makes millions or thousands, it doesn't really matter, bro. The only thing that really matters is their ability to transfer the knowledge they have into your head and make sure that it actually stays in your head. And not a lot of people actually think in that way. A lot of people go for the ones who post a lot of profits. And I need to say this on camera, that the fact that I made $100,000 doesn't mean that you'll make $100,000 as my student. That's the first thing that people need to understand. You don't go for the person who makes the most money, you go for the person who can train and teach you the best way they can, you know. And I think there's a lot of things, man, that don't make sense. You see, with me, as I said, I did say this on camera, I'm saying this even now, that I don't make hundreds of thousands in dollars. If I did make hundreds and thousands of dollars, I wouldn't be teaching, I wouldn't be offering signal services, I wouldn't be doing anything, because I've got so much money to worry about other people, you know what I mean?
Correct.
But now I'm making like sustainable amounts, like practical amounts, and my life is changing slowly but surely. You can see the money that I make in the car I drive, in the house I live. You can see, you know, the money I make in the clothes that I wear. Like, you can see progressive and sustainable amounts in the way I'm living my life. I'm not claiming to be making big amounts that, you know, aren't realistic and stuff like that. And I think people need to now understand that, as we are obviously in this season of trading, that it's not even about the money you post or something like that. It's about the ability of being able to transfer the knowledge I have into your life. And whether I make 100 rands today or 100,000 rands today, it really has nothing to do with you as my audience, you know what I mean? And if we can get to that point of thinking, I think, you know, we could potentially have a few scams in the country.
Yeah. I like what you said. So what you're basically saying is that it really is about being consistent.
Consistent, bro.
Right. So being consistent in regards to, if you say I've got this goal, I want to make this amount of money, being consistent in trying to hit that goal. And also that translates into, do you take your trades consistently,
right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro? It's not even about one time hit wonder, because if that was the case, then our trading would be lotto or something like that. You know, our trading would be gambling, because you can't say I want to hit it big one time and then I stay off the charts. Then you're obviously gambling. But if you stay consistently on the chart and you make sure that you really make consistent gains, then that increases your chances of actually making it, because you're not putting like. So I'm gonna pause here. I'm reading a book by Will Smith, and the introduction that Will says on the book that he speaks about is that his dad wanted them to build like a huge wall, and one of the things that he gave them on the task was that you need to start laying bricks like one by one, each brick by each brick, for you to accomplish the greatness of the wall. So even in trading, if you want to achieve like a lot of things, give yourself time to actually lay single steps for you to get to your greater target. So if you want 100,000, break it down to smaller molecules that can be attainable, and then you can actually achieve the 100,000. So I think we don't have that kind of mindset in South Africa, because people want to see 100,000 rand now, you know, and that makes it bad for us and bad for our industry, and that's why we have a lot of scams and a lot of liars on Instagram.
So instead of trying to start with 1,000 rand, someone has to start with 100,000 rand.
So if you want 100,000 in a month, why are you giving yourself a day to make it? Break it down to 20 trading days, and then you can obviously break it down to maybe 3 trading sessions in a day. You know what I mean? And in that case, you have like more realistic targets to achieve on a daily basis, instead of you wanting to achieve like 100,000 rands at once. So I think that's the notion that we don't have in South Africa, and that's why we have a lot of people messing us up. You know?
And that speaks a lot to having a trading plan, right?
Trading plan, bro.
Because a lot of people don't have a trading plan. So viewers, if you want to get a great trading plan, get hold of your account manager. They can send you a trading plan completely free. It's available to all of our clients if you're Veracity Markets clients, and get that trading plan. Because I like what you said about you need to be consistent about even if you're following your trading plan. So do you have a trading plan?
I do have a trading plan, bro. There's no way that a trader like myself cannot have it. I mean, for the guys who want to be like me, you can never get to this level if you don't have a trading plan. And it's so simple. If you do have a plan and you fail, you can always go back to the plan and look at the plan and see where you went wrong. And I think that's what we need to get used to, that you need to go back to the plan, understand what you did wrong, so you can do better the next time. So I think a trading plan is one of the most beautiful things that anyone can potentially have to achieve greatness, bro. Trading plans are important. And
tell me, so on your trading plan, do you have any EAs there? What does your trading plan look like?
I don't have EAs. So basically on the trading plan, I do have my strategy that obviously makes up the biggest part of the plan. That on the strategy, you know that, okay, based on your strategy, this is how you should be taking your trades, and this is the X amount of trades that you should be taking if the account is this big, and stuff like that. So it's basically just the technical plan. I don't have EAs on my trading plan. I basically have like technicals there, and I look at my Confluence list and say, okay, this is what I do have on the plan. If it doesn't really align with with what I've planned, then I don't take the trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And if I do take the trade and it doesn't go my way, I can always revert back to my plan and say, where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? And that sort of helps me then to do things better the next time.
Now, you said such a key word there, which a lot of people don't necessarily understand, which is confluence.
Confluence, yeah.
Explain to someone who's hearing this word for the first
so
time.
confluence is you having a set of like numerous things on your list that confirm what your eyes are seeing. So if you're seeing a buy, you've got like a lot of reasons. So confluence is reasoning. So you've got like multiple reasons that are giving you reason enough to be in the trade. So I think not a lot of people do obviously look for confluence when they do trade. People just look at the fact that, okay, it just broke resistance, let me just buy. But there's not like a lot of things that they add onto that reasoning to say, okay, why am I buying? Why am I taking this position? So for me, confluence is bringing together a set of tools to help me understand exactly where this trade can potentially go into. So that's just about it.
So confluence, a good example of confluence is, let's say market is going down, right? Market retraces, let's say, to a level of support, but that level of support also has a Fibonacci level,
100%,
and it's also touching, let's say, a moving average.
So you've got like a lot of reasons. You know, you can say, okay, the market just broke support and it's coming back to retest that support as new resistance, and the new resistance is obviously previous low. So you've got like, number one, that was a strong level that got broken, and that strong level that got broken happens to be a previous low point, and happens to be a Fibonacci level, and happens to be a moving average level as well. So there's like a lot of reasons that are giving you the confidence to take the position. So confluence is having multiple reasons so you can have the confidence to take that position.
And tell me, risk management. How do you manage your risk on a day-to-day basis?
It really depends on the trades that I'm taking, the account that I'm taking. But you know, I'm not a percentage trader. I'm a figurative trader. I don't focus on making 2% a day, because I think 2% is not enough to change my life. I've got a lot of problems, you know, making 2% a day.
So you look at it from a monetary perspective.
From a monetary perspective, So I think I look at it from that perspective that, okay, this is how much I'm going to be making. This is how much I'm willing to risk. So if I've got 10,000 rands to risk for the day, then I might probably break it down to 5 accounts and risk 2,000 per go. So with how we're trading in South Africa, you know, we're like, you know, high risk traders. Like full margin traders.
I've never heard that before. So what you're saying is that if you've got 10 grand, for instance, you might actually break that 10 grand up into
to 5 accounts. You actually break it to 5 accounts. The first account, you know, you trade that account, you risking 2,000 to make maybe 10,000. You know what I mean? You do it like that, like consistently like that. And you can't lose 5 times if you know what you're doing, you know. So I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that traders never lose. Traders do lose, bro. That comes with, it's a part of the package. Like if if you go to a clinic and you want to get an operation, they say to you, okay, sign this document, and you know, there's certain things that you are going to have to do when you are here. You know, if you're here at the hospital to get an operation, you'll be eating what we are eating, you'll be doing what we're doing. So it comes with the package, you know. You can't separate losing from trading. Losing comes with trading, and you must not feel like you're not doing properly when you're losing. I mean, you're losing because it's a part of the game. Now the biggest thing is you managing your losses, which is where now risk management comes in, to say, if I do lose, am I going to be losing everything I have, or am I losing a portion of what I'm risking, you know? So risk management comes into place in that perspective, that it helps you to prevent losing big when the losses do come, because they will come. You will lose. It's normal.
And I think this is also where risk to reward comes in.
Risk to reward,
So explain to us risk to reward.
So I think for me, risk to reward is obviously you risking this much to make this much, and sometimes you cannot risk more than you are willing to make. A lot of people risk way more than they are willing to make. Let me give you an example. Someone funds 2,000, opens the account like fully, bro. Like they marginalize the account cannot even take more positions, and then they only close profits at 300. That means you literally risk your 2,000 rands to make 300. Then it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So you can risk 300 to make 2,000, not 2,000 to make 300. Then that's a proper risk to reward ratio, you know. So for me, I think risk to reward works in that perspective, that you understand how much you're risking, and understand how much you are making even before you take the position.
Yeah.
And that then determines whether the trade you're taking is a logical trade or not. You cannot be expecting to make money, you know, from a trade that's not worth risking on.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if the
yeah.
stop loss is huge and your take profit is tight,
Exactly.
then that's not a trade to take. You know,
Yeah.
rather have a tight stop and a huge take profit.
Yeah, because it's basically inverse risk management, where
Inverse,
you are, instead of risking $1 to make $2, you know, you're risking $5
to make one. That's
Right.
crazy. I mean, why would you risk more than you're making? You know?
Because look, at the end of the day, you're in the business to make money.
You're in the business to make money at the end of the day.
And yes, there's losses here and there.
Yeah.
But those are just the costs of doing business.
Yeah, I mean, business has losses, Brian. That's something that's inevitable that we can't even stop. You just need to work your way around the losses and really try and understand how you can, you know, grow from that as a person, you know. So I think even in trading, even with the losses that are there, there's a way to manage the losses, and there's a way that you can actually avoid losses, you know. And that's with the proper strategy put in place, with proper risk management and stuff. And you can really, you know, become great just by following your plan as well. So I think, yeah, that's a part of the game that can really be avoided and managed as well.
So one of the questions I always ask our guests, right, is if you were to go back, how long have you been trading now?
5 years now.
So if you had to go back 5 years ago, on the first day you started trading, what would be the advice you give yourself 5 years ago?
I always say this whenever I get that question. That the one thing that I would say to myself back then is focus on yourself. That's it. Focus on yourself. Forget about Instagram. Forget about your friends who are traders. Forget about your peers who are traders. Really just try and focus on yourself, because it's only you that can take yourself to where you want to be, you know, and believe you're great even before anyone else believes that you're great, you know. And we have a tendency and a proclivity of believing that we're not as great, mainly because there's someone we perceive as greater, you know. But that person as well is also human enough like you. Like they're human, you know, and they've done their fair dues of, you know, work, and they've made sure that, you know, they're gonna work hard to get to a level that they are at right now. So I think for me, the one advice that I would give to myself is focus more on yourself and less on other people, and see where that can really take you. So that's just about it.
Cool. Doc, we are at the end of our interview. This has been great. You've been a great host.
Thank you so much.
We are hoping you're gonna come back on the show.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. You know, this is home. Veracity is home, man.
I know you're a big BMW fan.
I'm a big BMW fan, bro.
So hopefully next time we do something like this, it's gonna be in a BMW.
Please, bro. I'd really be delighted, bro.
Okay, guys, that's it for this episode of Traders and Exotics, and we will see you in the next